All right, everybody know the Lions can't cut Matthew Stafford. He's in the first year of a $135 million 5-year extension. The Free Press did a story today why you can't cut or trade Matthew Stafford, and I'll link that to the description, man. We'll be back. More City Sports Talk. We in the building. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. But what can the Lions do to help Stafford be successful? Why he still has to be a part of this team? Now, I'm in favor of getting rid of Matthew Stafford, but you can't do it. It financially puts the Lions in a bind. He had a $50 million signing bonus, so it's a bunch of reasons. Read that article why you can't get rid of Matthew Stafford, okay? So we're not going to harp on how Stafford should be gone and, we lose. Well, I wouldn't be mad if people say, well, we'll lose all hope for the next 5 years until Stafford is gone. The Lions ain't going to win nothing. And that may be the case, okay? We know the Lions organization isn't the most competent organization. Let me say that. They are not the most competent organization, okay? Coaching staff or none at all. But one thing I want to point out is that when Jim Caldwell got here, he wanted to lessen the turnovers by Matthew Stafford. He turned Matthew Stafford into a game manager, okay? People didn't like that under Joe Lombardi. They wanted to see the Lions go deep down the field and do all these prolific things. But when Joe Lombardi was on his way out, he said that Matthew Stafford wasn't the sharpest knife in the cabinet or in the drawer. Okay, we all know that Stafford can't read defense. Anybody watch tape and see how many of the hot reads or check downs or Stafford doesn't go through his progressions? We see that. Okay, all right. But it's up to the coaching staff to mask those deficiencies and make him look like a star. Okay, when they got the job, they knew this. When Jim Caldwell got the job, he knew what he had to do to Matthew Stafford. And what they can do for Matthew Stafford, what Jim Caldwell couldn't do for Matthew Stafford, was make him an ultimate game manager. And every great game managing quarterback, that's kind of what crazy right there. Every great game managing quarterback had a great run game and a great defense. They didn't have the most prolific receiving core. Neither did Blake Bortles, neither did Trent Dilfer. But they had great running backs. Leonard Fournette is on his way to being a great running back if he can stay healthy. Jamal Lewis was a great running back, okay? Warwick Dunn was a great running back for Brad Johnson, all right? I think Warwick Dunn was in Tampa there, all right? Get this out your mind. Matthew Stafford is not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Tom Brady. He ain't Elway. He ain't Brady. He ain't Montana. He ain't Marino. So what do you do when you have a limited quarterback? Well, you surround him with the right things that any other great game manager needs, okay? You surround him with a great running game, maybe multiple two-back system or a great workhorse running back. You provide him with a simplified system. And you know what's a great example of that of recent history was Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith and Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh made Alex Smith into a formidable quarterback, all right? He made him very, very formidable. And what he did well was he gave him a great defense, a great offensive line. He gave him formidable receiving options. He gave him a very, very great running game with Frank Gore, and he used his mobility to his advantage, okay? He gave him, deep threat tight ends and Vernon Davis. He put everything else around him for him to be a successful quarterback, and that resurrected Alex Smith's career as a professional football player. It got him a big contract in Kansas City, got him an even bigger contract, I believe, with the Redskins, and that's what the Lions must do for Matthew Stafford. You know his limitations, so does 31 other coaches in the NFL know his limitations, okay? And what you must do for Stafford is obviously provide him with a good running game. That's number one. You must provide Matthew Stafford with a great running game, okay? You don't have to have high fly or the greatest receivers for Matthew Stafford. You have to provide him with a great running game. Provide him with a really, really good running game. Provide him with a great system. You have to bring in a proven offensive coordinator that has a great system. We'll talk about that in the next video coming up, okay? You must give him a really, really good running game where you can simplify things on play action on the boots. You can simplify, by rolling them out. Excuse me, on the boots. My dog is messing with me. Rolling them out. Eliminating half the field, overloading zones, having everybody going to one side. Like a zone running concept what they did in Denver and kind of eliminate half the field for him and simplify the offense. Basically, what I'm saying is you need to run the ball, play action, keep it simple for Matthew Stafford. Make it simple reads, simple plays, and make the run game be the base of your offense, okay? Run the ball, run the ball, make it simple. Limit him to 20 to 25 passes a game. Run the ball 25 to 30 times a game. And some of those passes, check it down to the running back and make the running back do what he do. Now, along with having a great game manageable manager as a quarterback, not only do you have to be, not to be great at the quarterback position where you go out there and throw 50 times a game and throw all these high fly numbers, you have to be great in the other two phases of the game. Not good. You have a formidable, good, average offense, but you have to be great in defense. You have to be great on special teams. So you got to be able to make up bigger plays. You got to have a defense that can create turnovers. You got to have an elite defense. In other words, what I'm saying, the Lions need to go ahead and take some of that money offensively they putting on over there with the receivers and the tight ends and and whatever else they spending money on. Spend that money at running back. Spend that money protecting Stafford, or draft picks protecting Stafford. Make a good offensive line. Get formidable receivers. Get a receiver by committee thing going. And make sure you got that great special running back. And spend that money on defense. Spend that money on a run-stopping, pass-rushing defense with a good back end. Spend that money with best money you can buy, with the best hogs you can buy in the middle. Make sure you get at least an elite or two elite pass rushers on the edge. Make sure you have formidable linebackers that fit your system, that can plug holes or that can cover in zone, that can cover in man, whatever fits Matt Patricia's system or whoever going to be the coach defensively system. Make sure you have really, really good corners that fit what you do. Don't have a zone corner. Don't have two zone corners, but your best corner is a man corner. Or don't have corners. My dog is messing with me. All zone corners, but you run a man scheme. You got to find the perfect players that fit a great scheme. You have to have a plug-and-play scheme and develop depth in that scheme. More of the money should be going to the defense and building a great defense and less on offense. You didn't put money in offense. You didn't put money in Rick Wagner, TJ Lang. You didn't spend draft picks in Decker, Glasgow, Ragnow. You didn't spend draft picks on Kerryon Johnson. You spent free agency on LeGarrette Blount, Marvin Jones. Spent a draft pick on Kenny Galladay. You spent free agency money on Golden Tate. Okay? All these things. So don't spend money when you know you have a weakness at quarterback where he can't expose, other defenses. What you do is you simplify the offense. You simplify the skills positions. You find you a deep receiver. You find you a possession receiver. You find you an all-purpose receiver. Okay? You find you good tight ends that can all-purpose, that can catch and that can block. Don't have to be the greatest. But you make sure you be able to run the football, be a dominant run team, and be able to play action, let Stafford, do play actions, get on the edge, roll out on the boot, and simplify the offense for him. Make him the ultimate game manager quarterback. And that's what you do. You spend most of your money on the defense. Then you make sure you find a very, very special, this loud neighbor truck. You find you a very, very special kick returner. You find the best kicker, which they got Matt Prater, one of the best. Good punter, Sam Martin. That's what you do. Okay, you make sure you the strongest at special teams. You're the strongest on defense. You have a formidable offense. You simplify the offense for Matthew Stafford. You run the ball. You effective run team, play action, put them on the boot. Do what Jim Harbaugh did with Alex Smith in San Francisco. That's what you turn Matthew Stafford into. Just what Jim Caldwell was doing. Jim Caldwell was on the money with that. Turning Stafford and putting the shackles on him, making him a game manager quarterback to cut down on the turnovers and cut down and simplify the offense because he wasn't good enough or smart enough to read defenses. That's what you do. You turn him into Alex Smith. You rein him in. You make him a game manager quarterback. And you try to win with defense, special teams, and running the ball. In this league, if you could run the ball and stop the run, you could be a very, very successful team in this league for a long time. But that's just my opinion on that. Let me know what you guys think. Motor City Sports Talk. I definitely appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Those links in the description. Also, you can email me as well, DM me, at me, tweet me, whatever you want to do. If you need to get in touch, video requests or questions, inquiries, business sponsorships, or business partnership or video collaborations. I definitely appreciate everybody for coming on. If you want to donate to the channel, that link's in the description as well. You can do me one better. Share these videos across social media with people that love Detroit sports, Detroit topics. Y'all know what it is. We gone.